Picture yourself in a dark, cramped residential attic at 4 in the afternoon on a Friday. The temperature up there hits a sweltering 130 degrees, and you've been working in fiberglass insulation for the last 2 hours. The system kicks on, and cold air starts flowing. You're exhausted, dehydrated, and ready to escape. In this moment, it feels like the job is complete. But the mechanical work continues into the condensate drainage system, the hidden pipes that carry away moisture. Overlooking this final 1% of the installation is where catastrophic home damage originates. Surviving the grueling heat counts for nothing when the final 5 minutes are rushed. Rushing at the exit creates the ultimate hazard for the customer. In residential HVAC work, the physical location of the equipment dictates your margin for error. When a technician misses a glue joint on a condensate pipe in a basement, the water drips onto a concrete floor, forming a harmless puddle. This split-screen cross-section shows the difference. On the right, the exact same mistake happens in an attic, dripping onto porous insulation and drywall. Drywall acts like a sponge, pooling and spreading water horizontally until the ceiling buckles and collapses into the living room below. Working above finished space means a tiny mechanical oversight rapidly escalates into a devastating home disaster. Physical fatigue and environmental pressure cause these costly leaks, overriding a technician's mechanical skill at the very end of a long day. The physical failure is usually simple: an unglued PVC fitting or a pipe installed without the proper downward pitch required for water to flow. The behavioral root cause is a silent assumption between team members. With 2 exhausted people packing up tools, the helper assumes the lead technician glued the fittings, while the lead assumes the helper double-checked the drainage. Nobody actually verifies the work. This schematic tracks the water flow. It exits the unit, hits the unglued joint, bypasses the pipe, and follows the path of least resistance straight into the ceiling. A flooded living room is a predictable process failure born from assumed safety. Breaking this chain of failure requires a rigid procedural intervention, known as the Fry standard. The core rule is absolute. If a technician interacts with a condensate system in any way, they must explicitly verify it is watertight before leaving. We execute this through the 90-second water check, a mandatory behavioral circuit breaker designed to force a pause and override end-of-job fatigue. Verification requires shifting from the mindset of done, meaning the unit is cooling, to the professional mindset of verified. You physically pour water down the drain, watch it flow through the pipes, and inspect the secondary safety pan to ensure it remains bone dry. The protocol concludes by capturing photographic evidence. You snap a clear picture of the secure, dry condensate trap before closing the attic hatch. Protecting a home requires moving past the assumption that it should be fine to the absolute proof of "I verified it." Customers rarely understand technical metrics like static pressure or refrigerant charges. They judge the success of the work solely on whether their property remained protected from damage. Seasoned professionals use that final 5-minute pause in a sweltering attic to verify the pipe layout and double-check every joint. Every completed job answers a silent question of trust for the homeowner, built or destroyed by these invisible details. Rigorous verification in those final 5 minutes acts as the ultimate shield for the home, the technician's labor, and the company's reputation.